Howdy folks, Justin here, and welcome to my first recording of Slay the Spire. You guys are here because you watch me play Elder Scrolls Legends, and it's my favorite card game. But Slay the Spire, I think, is just a perfect game in general. It's a single-player card game, dungeon crawler, indie thing that somebody recommended to me a while ago, and it is absolutely fantastic. You play one of three classes. The Ironclad. I'm making sure my video settings look reasonably responsible here. We'll figure out where to put my camera here in a second. But the Ironclad, who starts with 80 health, 99 gold, and at the end of combat heals 6 health. And then there is the Silent, 70 health, same gold, and at the end of each combat draw 2 cards. Or the Defect, 75 health, and at the start of each combat channel 1 lightning. I think it's pretty safe to say that the classes get more and more complicated as you go further to the right here. This is a game in early access that I play all the time. I absolutely love it. And we will, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a basic level run, because there are mounting levels of difficulty, so you can continue to challenge yourselves. And it's kind of like an RPG. Every run is different, and it's a deck building game where you pick up cards by beating battles, and you go through this map, and it's pretty sweet. So it's one of my favorite games. We're going to play the Ironclad to get a feel for how this game works. And I'll try to explain things as we go. So here we go. You start here every game, and you talk to this whale thing, and you get to choose a starting bonus. I think this looks like the most responsible place to put my my beautiful mug. Anyway, you start like this, and you get to choose a bonus for this run. You can choose a card to add to your deck. You can choose to have enemies in your next 3 combats have 1 health. You can lose 8 maximum health and transform 2 cards, or you can lose your starting relic and obtain a random boss relic. I'm going to go ahead and choose a card to obtain. We have Thunderclap. It's an attack. There are 4 different kinds of cards. There are attacks. They attack your opponents, your enemies. There are skills. They do other random stuff. There are powers, which you play once and they add to your abilities. And then there's like a status card, like curses and stuff like that we'll get into when they appear. Thunderclap, Body Slam, Havoc. Well, Thunderclap's pretty straightforward. Deals 4 damage and makes all my enemies vulnerable for 1 turn. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. I like this card. So let's do this. This is the map. There are 3 levels to the Ascension every time. 3 runs up the Spire. And they look something like this. Some spice coming off this guy. I like it. And you get to choose your starting location. And these are regular monsters. They get harder the further up you go. These are random events. Sometimes they're monsters. Sometimes they're really tough monsters. Sometimes they're curses. Sometimes they're free gold. RPG, like, do you want to accept this random quest from a strange guy in an alley kind of thing. And these are shops where you can spend your gold on relics like this, which give you abilities that last throughout the rest of your run, or add cards to your deck, and remove cards from your deck, which is kind of an important function if you get cursed. And there's also elites, which are tougher battles that give you a relic when you beat them, and usually better cards. Whenever you beat an enemy, one of these encounters on the map, you get to add a card to your deck. You get 3 options to choose from. You pick the one that goes along with whatever strategy you're going for. Right now, my deck is just the starter deck, and the starter deck is, for the Ironclad, 5 strikes, 4 defends, and 1 bash, and we added 1 Thunderclap as our bonus at the start of the game. Block just means that if you take damage in the next turn, you're going to block 5 of that damage. It's not rocket science. Vulnerable means that if you have this status effect, if you've been given vulnerable, that target, that person, if it's you, an enemy, whatever, takes 50% more damage from attacks. And vulnerable 2 means it lasts 2 turns, because this is a turn-based game. And then deal 6 damage does exactly what you think it might do. So, we are going to hop into the Spire. I kind of want to go for a mix of everything to give you a feel for what's going on. So we're going to start over here. And this is it. This is our first enemy. Everything has a cute little name. This is a jaw worm, and the animation style is all like this. And it's really unique, and it took me a little while to get used to, but I honestly, I think it's adorable now. So on their next turn, they're going to attack us for 11. And so we have 3 energy to work with. This is mana. This is the power that you have to work with every turn. And the cost of your abilities, your cards, are demonstrated in your hand. You can see we have 6 cards left in our deck to draw, and 0 cards in our discard pile, which is in the bottom right. So we're gonna do this. So because I heal 6 at the end of each turn, it could be in my best interest to just bash it and get 3 vulnerable stacked up on it, so the rest of the time I'm fighting it, it's got vulnerable. I think I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, use my bash and my area effect card. If you click on the discard pile, then you can see what we got in the discard pile. At the end of your turn, you discard your hand, so that's all the cards I had. Alright, I got attacked for 11, and it is currently receiving 50% more damage from attacks for 2 turns because it's got vulnerable. It's got a little shield because next turn it's going to gain some armor. And it has the sword because it's going to attack me for 7. So I have one defend, so I'm going to go ahead and use this to get 5 block. That's represented like that. And then I'm going to strike twice, and you can see that the 6 changes to a 9 when I hover over the guy because it's got that vulnerable and it's taking extra damage. So I'm going to play those out and pass my turn. And I'm going to lower the sound just a little bit. Make sure that things aren't too obnoxious. Alright, back to the Jawworm's turn. I took a couple damage, not a big deal at this early level of the game. It's already got 1... So here's a point of like decision making. It has 17 health, and it takes... Right, if I were to play this, it would take 6 from this, 9 and 9, and that's dead. So you need to make sure you calculate what you're doing before you plan to respond to, if you can get lethal before you respond to what they're going to do. So yeah, we can kill them any number of ways. We're just going to go for the triple strike. We heal for 6 at the end of that combat. We get some gold, and we get potions, which appear up here. You can carry up to 3 at a time. And this one, for instance, you use it in combat during your turn, discard any number of cards, and draw that many cards. Everything says what it does, so it's pretty straightforward as far as learning goes. And then we get to choose our card, and we have some options here. We have a power card. This is like an enchantment in Magic or a support card in the Elder Scrolls Legends. It says skills cost 0 when you play a skill, exhaust it. And there's the reminder text that says exhaust means removed until end of combat. So it doesn't go to your discard pile. It gets exiled or banished depending on your card game point of reference. We have Heavy Blade, which says for 2 energy we can deal 14 damage, and strength affects this card 3 times. So strength is usually a status you can have added to you that increases the damage of your abilities by 1. If you have 1 strength and you use Heavy Blade, it's going to affect it times 3 instead, or plus 3. And finally, armaments. Gain 5 block, upgrade a card in your hand for the rest of combat. Every card can be upgraded. The name will be in green if it's upgraded, and if it's upgraded, it just does everything it already does, but better. And so this can upgrade a card in your hand until the end of that battle. I'm not a huge fan of any of these. Armaments is just a strictly better version of the block card that we already have. Heavy Blade kind of lends itself to a strength build, which we have no indication that we're going to be. But yeah, I'll go ahead and take Heavy Blade. We're just gonna smork our opponents, and now we're gonna go to the shop. So we don't have a lot of gold. We just started. We've got 117. Here you can buy potions, you can buy relics, and you can buy cards. Now, Iron Wave is one of my favorite cards. For 1 energy, 5 damage, 5 block. Very straightforward, very, very playable and reasonable. You see the card removal service here. These are like neutral cards in Legends or artifacts in Magic. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take an Iron Wave just to, increase my dex, increase my power level a little bit, but save most of my gold for later on. And we're off. Here we have a cultist who is wearing a bird mask and a bird outfit. And he, next turn, plans on using a buff. Going to give himself some kind of positive status. So we're just going to use our Thunderclap to apply the vulnerable for 1 turn and hit with 2 strikes. Already down to 28. The early levels, like I said, tend to be pretty easy. And we are at the early level of difficulty level 1. So, they gained Ritual, which means at the end of their turn they gain 3 Strength. This stacks, so they're going to eventually do tons of damage, and they're going to attack for 6. We could do 14 and then 9. That's 23. I'm sorry. That is incorrect, because I thought that was vulnerable. We're just going to go ahead and bash, strike, and this way any 2 attacks we draw next turn will kill the cultist. You kind of, I mean, you feel like you're just kind of like biding your time in these early levels once you get kind of familiar with the game, but there we go. Iron Wave and Strike will do our opponent in. Alright, so we got some more gold, we got a potion. Not everybody drops potions, by the way, but a lot of them do. And we got another card. So we have another armaments option. We have a Spot Weakness. This is a skill that you play on an enemy, and if they plan on attacking, you gain 3 strength, and that lasts throughout combat. And we have Cleave, which is a really powerful ability because it deals damage to all enemies. So if there's like 6, enemies on this battle, it's very, energy efficient. But we do kind of, we are starting to look like we're lending ourselves towards a strength build, so I'm going to go ahead and take Spot Weakness. Alright, let's do an encounter. An event. Alright, we meet again. A cheery, disheveled fellow approaches you gleefully. You do not know this man. It's me, Ranwid. Oh, of course. Have you any good news for me? The usual. A fellow like me can't make it alone, You eye him suspiciously and consider your options. So we have 3 options, or we can attack him. We can give him our Gambler's Brew and obtain a relic. Gambler's Brew is not a great potion. We can lose 66 gold and obtain a relic. I like my gold. Or we can lose Heavy Blade and we can obtain a relic. I'm just going to give up my potion, get a random relic. And we got Fossilized Helix. Prevent the first time you lose health every combat, which is pretty nice. And it stacks up here so you can watch all of those happen. Alright, so now we got a couple of little dudes. These are called Louse. And they have the Curl Up ability. On receiving attack damage, rolls up and gains 7 block once per combat. So we have no defensive options. Although we could use our Essence of Steel to gain 4 plated armor. It's just armor that refreshes. But I think what we're going to do is just kill this one. Well, actually we should kill this one because it's going to do the most damage. And then we're going to strike this one. It gains that armor, but it's not going to matter because armor goes away at the end of the turn. And the turn will be over soon. We don't take any damage here because Buffer prevented it. And to give you an idea how strength works, right now this is going to do 5 damage. You hover over it, says what it's going to do. We play Spot Weakness because it's planning on attacking. We gain 3 strength, increases attack damage by 3, and now it deals 8 damage. And we healed for 6. We're back up to 79 out of 80. Alright, Perfected Strike. Deals 6 damage, additional 2 damage for all of the cards containing Strike in my deck. Cleave or Body Slam. We're not really looking like we're a block kind of deck yet, so we're going to take Cleave just because it's a great utility attack. Now we are at the only one What is this? I have to admit, I've never seen it say obtain the Ruby Key before. You can Smith to upgrade a card in your deck. You can Rest to heal 30% of your max health. We're going to hit Recall. I don't know what this does. That was really exciting. That's totally new to me, actually. Wow. I honestly have no idea what that was. They're constantly patching and upgrading this game, which is really exciting. But, stuff gets added all the time. Okay, so we're going to Spot Weakness this guy. We have an option. This deals 23 damage and just outright kills this. Or we can just 7 everybody and apply 1 vulnerable. Or we can do the block thing. Heavy Blade just makes the most sense here. And you can see how powerful this ability is when you add in the strength buffs. We got affected with Vulnerable. Buffer was being produced by our Fossilized Helix. Because that thing had the ability to make me vulnerable when I die. It's a stinky dead rat. We're going to end our turn. And yeah. This Curl Up thing's still active. So unless we're hitting at 413, we might not be able to get through. That'll hit for 11. And apply 2 vulnerable. It'll gain 6 armor and go to 8, and then Strike will kill it. So, let's go ahead and do that, and do that. And we're back up to 80 health. Alright, so our options here are Clash, can only be played if every card in your hand is an attack. It's a little risky of a strategy, kind of an all-in. Feel no pain whenever a card is exhausted, gain 3 block. We're not really focusing on block or exhaust. And we have Ghostly Armor, which is ethereal. It says if this card is in your hand at the end of turn, it's exhausted, and but 1 energy to gain 10 block is really strong. I'm going to take the Ghostly Armor. It's important that, like, as your deck grows and the likelihood of you drawing every card decreases, it's important that you, maintain a balance of defensive and offensive cards. So because we're at 80 health and we don't need a heal, I'm going to Smith, and so we can upgrade our spot weakness. That's what upgraded cards look like. Some cards get more valuable than others when they get upgraded. Iron Wave goes to 7 and 7, which is just a great rate. This goes to 11 to all enemies. This is 10 damage and 3 vulnerable, so it really sets you up if you hit that early. Strength affects this card 5 times. So, if we have a spot weakness up, we've got 3 extra strength, this card will do 29 damage. Right? Yeah. It's a lot of damage. And then strikes, of course, can be upgraded, so can your basic defense, but it's just not that exciting. If this applied vulnerable 2, I would take it, but I think I'm going to upgrade my Iron Wave, so it just becomes kind of a card I really just always want to jam. Alright, these chests represent just free relics, so enjoy that. And I don't know what this is, so I'm going to head up towards that. We're going to explore and figure this out together. Sapphire Key. So we have a couple options. The Do Vu Doll, which has for each curse in your deck, start each combat with 1 strength. We have no curses in our deck, and I kind of like to avoid curses unless I'm all in on a curse strategy. And the Sapphire Key, which we're just going to take the Sapphire Key because I'm super into figuring out what is going on with these keys. We're going to go do another event, and sometimes events are randomly merchants, and that's what it is this time. And here, you know what, I'm kind of into just picking up a cleave. None of these are anything I'm super interested in. We just received another defensive tool, so I'm going to pick up a cleave and stash my gold. Alright, so here it says, there's a bunch of mushrooms. I don't know anything about mycology. I feel oddly compelled to eat a mushroom. Let's anger the mushrooms. I don't want to get cursed. This is an example of a curse card, by the way, Parasite. It's a card that's added to your deck. You can't play it, and it does nothing. It just wastes time in your deck. Rodents infected by mushrooms appear out of nowhere. Well, that's a bummer. Alright, so and this is that stinky ability. On death applies vulnerable 2 to me. Let's fight some of these dudes. So I think, because I'm not going to take this damage, I think I'm going to vulnerable 2 this guy. Well, they plan on buffing themselves, so I'm going to vulnerable 2 one of the guys that's going to buff themselves. And then I'm going to cleave, and so you'll see it does 12 to that, 8 to that. And you can see how great cleave is when there's multiple enemies out there. That was 24 damage. And looks like the ability they're gaining is strength. So probably want to kill this one. We have spot weakness. Well, we could spot weakness on one of these and then kill that one. That seems fine. That sets us up to be stronger in the upcoming turns. We're going to take some damage here. Quite a bit, actually. We're going to take 22 damage. But as long as we don't make a habit of it, we should be okay. And next turn we can kill that rat. Perfect. We have a Thunderclap, 7 to all. And then we'll just finish it off with a Heavy Blade and kill the rat. So we got an odd mushroom for that. It says, when vulnerable, we take 25% more attack damage rather than 50. That's a cool ability to be added. Ancient Potion gives us an artifact, which lets us resist the next, just one negative status that our opponent would give us. We have a couple options. Twin Strike, 1 energy, deal 5 damage twice, so great with strength abilities. Another ghostly armor. And Sever Soul, exhaust all non-attack cards in your hand, deal 16 damage. Kind of a role player in the exhaust build for the Ironclad. A lot of rats. There actually, I promise you, there are a lot of cool things in this game. So again, make vulnerable, do a bunch of damage, pass my turn. Neither one of them are attacking this turn, so our buffer from our fossilized helix sticks around. Now, can we kill them all? We can kill... We can kill this. Alright, so we would only be able to do 13 to this. But that seems okay. We're not going to take any damage because of the buffer, so we will do that. Bring our rat mushroom friendo here to 1. Fungi beast is its name. And, yeah. Kill him with any of our options. We'll check out our new card, Twin Strike. Very exciting. Alright. Steroid Potion, 5 strength for 1 turn. Whirlwind. So X means all of your remaining energy. Alright, a couple options. Battle Trance is pretty good. You know, Ancestral Recall. But you've seen that we already are at in a position where we're not using all our energy, or we're not playing all our cards every turn. We have a limited number of energy. Whirlwind, you know, if we get a lot of strength stuff, you know, let's say we have 3 extra strength, this would do 8 damage 3 times. It's pretty good for 3 energy. Not super excited about any of these cards. I guess Battle Trance is the one that gives us the most flexibility, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. We're going to go here, and we're approaching rapidly this strange thing. And here's an example of where an event is just a monster. Alright, so we'll gain our 3 strength. And this is going to do 16 damage, and this will do 9 damage. If we use our strength potion, this will do 13, 26, and this will do... Well, either way, it's not going to kill him. So we're just going to do this and this. And hopefully do the remaining 22 damage next turn. Saving your potions for bosses and stuff is pretty important. So there we go. Just use our attacks like that. Corruption, Intimidate, Anger. So Anger is a 0 cost. Deal 6 damage. Add a copy of this card into your discard pile. So eventually your deck just becomes Angers. I'm down with taking an Anger. And let's see what this does. I'm really jazzed to see this. Alright, so these are some of the most irritating bosses you're going to face in the early parts of the game. Elites, they're called. They all start with 1 artifact. So they'll resist the first week, or vulnerable, or poison, or whatever. At the end of their turn, they gain 4 block. And this enemy intends to inflict a negative effect on you. They shuffle these cards called Dazes into your discard pile, which then get shuffled back in your deck when you draw through your deck. And they take the place of cards you actually want to play. So this turn, why don't we just go ahead and pop our plated armor so that we start reducing the damage we're taking, even though we're not taking this damage this turn. And they trade off attacking, by the way. The middle one attacks first, guys on the side attack next. So yeah, let's just do a bunch of damage. Let's cleave, let's twin strike, and let's strike. And I'm focusing my attention on one of them so that I can, and not the one in the middle, so that I can bring the game to a point where, bring this battle to a point where I'm only facing one attacker every turn since they trade off. I mean, you do 20 damage to this to kill it. And I cannot do that. So I'm going to gain some strength. Actually, I can do it if I do this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and kill that one. I'm going to take some damage here. Math wizard, by the way. That's the kind of wizard that I need to be in order to do this game. And now we're going to move on to one of these two. We have our Battle Trance, which we might as well play. We can play our Thunderclap to remove the artifacts from both of them, and I think that's probably worth our time. We can Iron Wave to gain 7 armor. And then we're only taking 2. Alright, we're definitely playing the Anger since it's free. This doesn't kill it. So I think taking 2 damage is okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I forgot. We have our plated armor. We're now at 10 armor. We're not taking any damage. And I'm really eager to see why this guy was glowing on the map. Like, whatever is happening here is really exciting. Alright, and we drew a couple of cleaves. Like, this is great. This is going to do... Yeah, we've won. There you go. So that was our first elite. Alright, so we got 31 gold. We got a pair, which increases our max health by 10. The Emerald Key. I don't know what those are for. I'm sorry. Heavy Blade. We've been doing pretty well with our Heavy Blade. Perfected Strike and Sword Boomerang. I don't really like the random stuff. I'm going to go with Heavy Blade. We have one rest before we get to the top of the first third of the Spire. We're going to upgrade a card since we're at 87 out of 90. I do like the idea of upgrading my spot weakness so that I can gain maximum strength, because what you're going to see next is this guy at the top of every Spire, at the top of every map, is pretty tough. This is a Hexaghost. It has 250 health, and we got to kick its ass. I think I'm interested in stacking Vulnerable so that moving forward I do a lot of cool shit. Fire Potion is going to do 20 damage at one point. But yeah, we're just gonna do this, and now it's got 3 Vulnerable, so we have 3 turns to take advantage of that. And by that point, we might have drawn more cards to continue stacking our Vulnerable, which dramatically increases all of our damage. Now you can see Hexaghost here is about to attack for a lot of damage. Every turn, the Hexaghost is a pretty unique boss. Every turn, one of these lights up after this first one, and it's only when all 3 are lit that horrible attacks happen. So, I'm just going to have to roll with it and take a bunch of damage this turn. I wanted to spot weakness sooner rather than later. We found it. And we are going to... I'm going to go ahead and Ghostly Armor... Well, here's the thing. If I Ghostly Armor... Yeah, I'll Ghostly Armor. Actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm just going to do maximum damage here. And my reasoning for that is... Yes, I'm about to take a ton of damage, but Hexaghost does not do much damage in future rounds. And if assuming we win this battle, we get fully healed. So, all right, it's going to affect a negative effect on me. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my Artifact Potion, gain that ability. I'm going to Iron Wave, and I'm going to Heavy Blade, and you can see we're just tearing through this guy. I'm so curious about this Triforce looking thing up here. Alright, they shuffled a Burn into our deck. I didn't get a chance to catch that, but it's a status debuff curse type thing, and when we draw it, it's going to do damage to us. Alright, we have a Heavy Blade, so I think we're going to... They're no longer vulnerable, which is unfortunate, but we need to get about killing our opponent. So I think the most effective use of our attacks is Heavy Blade into Twin Strike. It's the most damage I think we can do. And we do have this Fire Potion if things look desperate and we need to finish them off with a little extra damage. We'll keep that in mind. Alright, let's get Battle Trance going. Increase our options. Oh, you know what? And we actually negated our own debuff thing. We negated our own artifact because the artifact prevented the ability that would not let us draw additional cards this turn, which is kind of funny. I think, let's see here. I think we want to bash. Can we kill him? 26. Yeah. We can do a ton of damage. We can't kill him, but we can get close. We're taking 6. We can do 27 damage next turn. We really only need to do 20. I'm sorry, 7. So, yeah. There you go. Let's go ahead and finish him off with a Fire Potion. It's got a great animation. Boom. And here we go. Well, pretty rock and roll. So we got 101 gold. We got a rare card, or, special card. We have Friendly Fire. Exhaust all cards in your hand. Deal 7 damage for each exhausted card. So if we had some relics, let us draw extra cards, fill our hand. This could be, really powerful. Double Tap says this turn your next attack is played twice. And we got Bludgeon, which is straightforward as it gets. I'm kind of into Double Tap. Fiend Fire, not Friendly Fire, sorry, is not... again, I'm just not doing the exhaust thing, so I'm going to take Double Tap. And then we get a Boss Relic. These are more powerful than usual relics. So, Philosopher's Stone gives us an extra energy every turn. You can see that's really powerful. But all enemies start combat with 1 strength, so we're going to take more of a beating. Runic Cube, whenever you lose health, draw 1 card. It's pretty powerful. And Coffee Dripper, in a personal level, my favorite, just because I love coffee. But you can no longer rest at rest sites. That seems unsustainable. I'm going to go ahead and take the Philosopher's Stone. We're going to make things a little harder on ourselves, but we're going to be able to get more attacks in, so hopefully combats last, you know, not nearly as long. So we'll take a quick look at our map. We have this Triforce key. I'm just looking for some reason I might need it. I don't see anything. Now we do have quite a bit of gold, so I kind of want to hit the first shop we can. So I'm going to go ahead and start right here. Alright, these are little thiefy bastards. They have the ability Thievery. And they steal 15 gold whenever they attack. So you got to kill these guys pretty quickly so that you don't lose your gold, because they will run away after a certain number of turns. Here, I'm into just punishing them all. And getting an Iron Wave in. I'm going to keep them at relatively equal strength, because one will try to run away before the other, and you only have a one turn heads up notice that it's going to happen. So I'd like to be able to kill them. We're going to take 11, and they steal gold. You get this gold back after you win this combat, fortunately. Well, I guess we're going to double tap and kill this guy. Play defend. Take a little more damage, and hopefully we can just... We're getting mugged. Hopefully we can just kill the mugger this turn. Okay, they're going to gain armor. We're just going to kill them with anger, because we got robbed. We got our stolen gold back. There's some gold for the win, and we get an option. Shrug it off, which is gain 8 block, draw 1 card. Let's see where that would be good. Draw 1 card, put a card from your hand on top of your draw pile, exhaust. If you're digging for something specific, perhaps, or you want to set up your next turn and not discard something. The Bloodletting. So, this is a good opportunity to mention that you can skip. You can skip. But Shrug It Off is just better than block, so we're going to go and take one of those. Or better than defend, I'm sorry. Alright, now we have... This is an interesting one. The Shelled Parasite has 14 plated armor. At the end of its turn, it gains 14 block. And receiving attack damage reduces the plated armor by 1. So, you kind of got to, like, actually kill this dude. Alright, we're going to gain our 4 strength. We're not going to take this this damage, so we just want to smash face. You can see it's got relatively low health. But it gains that 13 every time. It's not going to do any damage to us because we have the buffer. Let's go ahead and Battle Trance, just get more options. Well, we're not killing it this turn, so I think at least playing Ghostly Armor seems responsible. And then I'm okay with taking 4 damage, so let's go ahead and do that. And you can see we're almost killing it. We have to do 20 damage next turn, which should be manageable, because it's going to gain the 9 and it has 11. And we're going to do 38 damage because it looks cool. We heal, gold, potion. Flex is kind of a cool one. Gain 4 strength. At the end of this turn, lose 4 strength. There's a card that doubles your strength, and it lasts permanently, so it kind of combos with Flex. Flex lets us burst pretty heavily. Headbutt, deal 9 damage, put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. So if you have one card you really want to play over and over again, pretty good. And Clothesline, deal 12 damage, apply 2 weak. Weakened creatures deal 25% less damage with attacks. I mean, we're getting really like all in on this strength thing, but I'm going to take Flex. I think it'll be fun. Let's go to the shop now and spend some of this gold. Now finally we have enough gold where we can buy relics at the shop if we want to. It says unplayable status cards can now be played when you play a status. Exhaust it. Start each combat with 10 block, and every 3 turns gain 1 energy. I'm not really into any of these. Up here we have Havoc, play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. Kind of interesting. Reaper's kind of cool. It heals you. But you know what I got my eye on is this Hand of Greed. Deal 20 damage. If this kills a non-minion enemy, and minions are summoned by the enemies we've seen so far, gain 20 gold. I'm going for gold, man. I'm gonna do the gold thing. Let's do that. Let's do an event. See what we get. Alright. We can lose 5 max health. We can gain 5 max health and lose 23 hit points, or we can get a curse, which is unplayable, and at the end of your turn, if it's in your hand, you take 2 damage. Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take a little damage. We're a badass warrior. We should be fine. So looking a little further ahead, I think I'm going to go to another shop, and then we're going to take on this boss. We got giant balls. Whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 3 block for 0. Innate 0 deals 6 damage to all enemies. Yeah, we'll take that. Innate means you start the game with it in your hand, and we got a place where 6 damage to all enemies might be pretty good. And you see with the flex too, we're going to be able to get some pretty sweet value from this. So we're going to play flex. We're going to play dramatic entrance. And these guys die when this guy dies, but it's not as cool. We're going to do 26 damage with this. We're going to play the defend. Do I want to kill this? I think long term we do want to kill this. Simply because he can summon more of them and stuff. And there's certainly a strategy is to just burn him down. But alright, so now for instance, we can just Hand of Greed this. Gain 20 gold. And then gain some armor. And I'm kind of into just... Well, okay. I want to gain at least 4 more armor. Because I don't want this first attack of these 3 attacks to break my buffer. So I'm going to drink my potion. And then I'm going to go ahead and deal some damage to my opponent. So, we are going to take ultimately 10 damage there. And our buffer is gone. I've taken the turn off. So I am going to double bash, make sure my opponent stays vulnerable, and then deal some damage. Alright, so now they're at 60. They have 4 turns of vulnerable. We might be able to do 60 damage this turn. It's not super likely, but it's possible. We're definitely cleaving. I think we really want to just burn this guy as quickly as possible. They're down to 20. They're going to gain some armor next turn. We know that. Our armor that we have right now is going to block that attack. 27 damage. Can we do 27 damage? It's possible. We're going to take a ton of damage if we don't. Let's Battle Trance, see what we get. Let's gain that 4 attack, and let's kill him. There you go. So the minions, that's what I was talking about earlier, are going to run away, and that's awesome, because I really don't want to deal with minions. And blue candle. Unplayable curse cards can now be played whenever you play a curse, lose 1 health, and exhaust it. We don't have any of those to worry about. Offering. 0 cost, lose 6 health, gain 2 energy, draw 3 cards, exhaust. This seems like a great way to just burst people down, and it kind of fits with what we're doing, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. Alright, we got a couple of dudes here. This guy has Barricade, so block is not removed at the end of his turn, which is kind of interesting. We have Dramatic Entrance, Shrug it off, and Flex. Well, we are going to Flex. They both have artifacts, which is important to keep in mind. So I can bash Hand of Greed to just kill this guy, get him out of the picture. I'm down with it, and I'm down with that gold. Now, the Spheric Guardian is an interesting one. As a Ironclad, we don't have a lot of options for just like bypassing the armor, but I'm excited to do my best. Definitely playing the 0 cost. And you know what? I'm just going to play the strike, and I'm just going to have to take this blow. There's no point in playing any of that block because we're going to have it buffered away anyway. And we got Frail. So now we gain 25% less block for 5 turns, which is important to keep in mind. Okay, we're going to Spot Weakness. And you can see it's red now on Iron Wave because it's been reduced. And yeah, I'm going to just try to kill this guy next turn. It's got 16 health left. We have 4 extra strength. We are taking a ton of damage. But again, we heal 6 every turn. We're doing pretty well. So there you go. Spheric Guard down. We have a block potion, speed potion. Dexterity increases the amount you block for 1 turn. Burning Pact, Pommel Strike, deal 10 damage, draw 2 cards. Seems pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and take that. I like that we're building a deck we can churn through pretty quickly to look for the pieces we want, even though we're now up to 28 cards. So this is an interesting one. We got a vampire here. We can lose 30% of our max health and replace all our strikes with bites. Kind of an interesting proposition, right? Because if we do that, our strikes currently deal 6 damage. These deal 7. Great. And also heal 2 health. And we're kind of healing a lot already because of that 6 health every turn. I'm gonna take him up on the offer. I'm gonna become a fucking vampire. So now 66 max health. We are gonna go to this chest and grab a relic. It's a shovel, so now we can dig for relics at rest sites. This is kind of a cool one. Find a random relic. It's risky, right? We'll get more powerful, but we won't have that health. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna dig up a random relic. We got the Art of War. If you do not play any attacks during your turn, gain an additional energy next turn. Alright, so the risk did not really pay off because we're not going to go any turns without playing an attack, but it's worth a try. Alright, this one looks pretty straightforward. We are going to spot weakness. We are going to probably just play the 3 cards in our hand, but we should play everything just in case. Battle Trance, just in case. Really like Cleave here. I really like Dramatic Entrance. We're just trying to maximize our damage here. We have the buffer to eat this first hit, so we're going to heal, do more damage. And we're kind of just focusing our attention on this giant guy. Because the Mystic, even though like you don't know this because maybe you haven't played the game before, you can just tell looking at him he does less damage. So we want to kill the guy who's killing us. That's going to kill him. Sweet. We're going to heal. We're going to block. End our turn. This is going pretty well. 36. He's spending his time healing. It's whatever. Right, so we're just going to do a little of this and then gain some gold. And you see, like, we're already back up to 66, or 60 out of 66, which is great. I guess I'm going to take the Shrug It Off just to keep a balance between my aggressive and defensive options. But so I think I'm going to go to the right. I'm going to try to play these next 2 guys, like minimize the damage I take so I can dig for some relics. Oh, we got Snecko. Alright, so Snecko, and the first time Snecko like has a turn, affects you with this curse thing, this ability down here, that makes it so your cards have random costs for the rest of the match. So it's kind of a thing. Let's draw 2 cards. Let's flex, might as well. Let's what's a maximum? Just not playing defend, I guess. So we're just gonna do as much damage as possible this turn. And you see, we've already done more than half this this snake with legs is Snecko's health to him. So, and you can see now this is terrible. All of our cards cost more. Sometimes they're going to cost less, and that's going to be great. But that didn't happen this time. So we're just going to do the damage we can. Apply the vulnerable. Bring Snecko down to 38. And because of our buffer, depending on what kind of random things happen to our cards next turn, we might be able to just kill Snecko here. 21. Yeah, we're not killing Snecko this turn. So I think what I'm into doing is just healing, thinking about future turns, and doing that. Because this way we take no damage. We get whipped by the tail. Kind of sexy. And hopefully this turn we can kill him. Oh, we can double Hand of Greed, and that'll do it right there. And that gives us our extra gold. And gold is good. Gordon Gecko the Snecko said that. Attack Potion. This is a fun one. When you use this potion, you choose one of 3 random attack cards to add to your hand, and it costs 0 this turn. I'm excited about that. And here's the card I was talking about. Limit Break. Double your strength exhaust. This is a one-time use. I'm totally down with this. Because if you get to a certain ridiculous level of strength, like, you're just really powerful. And we're going to dig, get ourselves a new relic. It's a Molten Egg. Whenever you add an attack in your deck, upgrade it. Pretty cool. And let's take no damage here again so that I don't have to rest before the top of the ladder thing boss. Okay, so we can do a lot of strength here. 14 damage to everybody. Yeah, we're going to try to kill this guy. You can see, like, let's go ahead and pop the attack potion. 20 damage. Or, let's see, we have 8 strength. So that's going to do 40 damage. I mean, we're going with the 40. And now we got that. We did 95 damage that turn. So you can see how like, our build is kind of working out. Unfortunately for us, we're still going to take 6 damage here, actually. But we might be able to make it the rest of this without taking damage. Alright, let's Thunderclap. Anger. Bite. There you go. And we're going to heal for 6, so we're full health still. Warcry. Draw 1 card, put a card from your hand on top of your draw pile. Sever Soul. Nope. It's 12 damage, put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. I can see that being good with Find Weakness. So I'll go ahead and take this. And then let's get some more relics. Juzu Bracelet. Normal enemy combats are no longer encountered in question mark event rooms. That's cool. Alright, so now we got this badass. The Bronze Automaton. We don't really have particularly interesting hands, so we're just going to do the damage we can. You can see that our opponent starts, and we'll play a defend for good measure, but it doesn't matter. You can see our opponent starts with 3 artifacts, so getting those vulnerables on our opponent is going to be tough. They also have friends. And when these things, when this dies, they go away. So, Thunderclap's not a terrible option. We can play everything but 1 card this turn. What 1 card am I not playing? Actually, it might be Thunderclap. Might be Thunderclap. Long term, though, like, is this battle going to last long enough that, like, removing all of these artifacts matters? It's going to do 16. Going to do 25 damage to me this turn. So even if we block, we're taking damage to the buffer here. I think Ghostly Armor is definitely happening. I guess we're going to play Thunderclap. We're going to do damage to the big boy in an effort to just end combat. And then I'm going to go ahead and drink this. I mean, it's sort of irrelevant when we use it. Not entirely. By the way, so this guy's ability that he just used was he stole a card from my deck. And I get it back when he dies, but he's not dead yet. And he stole double my strength card, which is sort of shitty. I'm definitely headbutting, though. And I want my double my strength card back. I'm going to headbutt. I'm going to put Spot Weakness on top. And I'm going to kill this dude. Hopefully next turn. This guy's going to take another card from me. Gain some armor. Took my offering card. This is exciting. Alright, and now we're going to gain more strength, which I like. And check this out. I'm going to double my strength again. So obviously I should have double tapped there. That was a mistake on my part. But I am going to drink this just to gain some extra armor this turn. But now we're up to 16 strength, which is huge. We should be able to churn through this guy pretty quickly. And our health is a resource like time in this matchup because, you know, we regain it at the end of this turn. Alright, well, we're going to shrug it off. We're going to shrug it off. Alright, we're going to flex. We're going to bite. And we're going to cleave for 28 damage. Which is pretty sweet. We're also not taking any damage this turn, which is nice. And our strength build is kind of coming together finally. We're about to take 52 damage though, so we need to gain some health. So we're going to have to draw some cards. So first we're going to Pommel Strike. What card did they steal? Offering? Oh, we don't want that right now. Or do we? Let's pommel strike. Okay, there's some armor. Thunderclap's great because it deals damage to that and gives us back our offering. We lose 6 health, we go to 47. Yeah, we can't do that, so we're going to Battle Trance. And do this. And we're going to have to do this. Now we're at functionally we're at 58. So we will die if we play offering. Although we could then defend. Yeah, I'm down. We can't draw any more cards, but we can headbutt. Put Shrug It Off on top and defend. Awesome. Still technically alive, which is the best kind of alive, I guess. That's how the phrase goes. Now he's taking his turn off. This gives us 2 turns to just win. We have 16 strength. We can do this. 23, 24. We're going for the 24. Alright, we need to do 42 damage next turn. This is tough. This is exciting, man. Because we're just straight dead. Alright, so... Oh, man. We're going to go for the massive heavy blade. 74 damage coming through. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. 100 gold. Awesome card. Another double tap, which we have not used effectively yet. Reaper, which is a healing card, and Bludgeon for 42. I'm going to skip. I don't want any of these. I'm good with the deck that I have right now. Alright, on pawn pickup, obtain 3 curses and 3 relics. Nice RNG. Upon pickup, remove 2 cards from your deck. And gain more energy at the start of your turn. Whenever you open a non-boss chest, obtain a curse. I'm going to take the cursed key. I'm going for 5 energy a turn. Like, that sounds pretty sweet. You can see why this game appeals to me, right? Like, you just go nuts with it. Like, it is super silly, and I love every minute of it for that reason. Alright, last floor. We got 259 gold. I'm going up the right side to hit that merchant. These guys are life-linked. You kill one, and they all have to die within 1 turn of each other, basically, or they just keep coming back. So, we're going to Shrug It Off. We're going to Thunderclap. We're going to Dramatic Entrance. We're going to bite the 2 that are going to heal, or going to gain armor. And then we'll hit that guy too. Alright. So you want to keep them relatively similar life totals. We lost our buffer. We still haven't taken any damage. We're at even 66. Palpatine's favorite health total. We got a bunch of cleaves. I'm battle trancing. We can't draw any extra cards. So I'm going to cleave. I'm going to cleave. Alright. We are going to take quite a bit of damage, but we should be able to kill them all next turn, or at least come pretty close. And again, with those vampire bites, with the health thing, we should be pretty good. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kill this one. And then my plan at this point is to try to kill both of these next turn so I don't get stuck. Rocking and rolling up the Spire. Okay, this just kills this, so we're doing that. 2 vulnerable. Headbutt deals 18. Game is over. Awesome. So, Clash, and I'm going to take the beefed up Cleave. We've seen how good Cleave can be, especially as we gain a lot of strength, so. Alright, we have some options. Voices are talking in the back of my head. That's cool. I can receive 2 madness and lose 8 health. I can receive a curse and heal for 17. I don't really want madness. I'll take my first curse. Let's do it. Let's do it. I healed up, and I can play my curses, so they're not like a huge problem. Although they do take a spot that would be a card I could draw that would do something. Alright, 50% discount on all products. Whenever you lose health, gain 3 block next turn. Gain 30 gold. None of these are very exciting. I think I'm going to use 75 gold to remove my curse. And then I'm going to... I'm not really in any of these. Not really in any of these. I could make an argument for taking armaments, but... You know, I'm going to take Intimidate. Intimidate's another defensive tool, and it costs nothing. So, we are working with 5 energy a turn, which is quite a bit. Alright, let's get going. This guy gains 3 strength every turn and is going to do something nasty to me next turn. Let's draw some cards. We're getting rewarded for having all these cards to draw cards. I think we want to do this. I mean, these are functionally identical, right? So, I mean, doing 2 and doing 2. Alright, so they're down to 48 out of 96. We can probably do another 48 damage this turn. We cannot, so we're going to take some damage here, which is unfortunate. We can double tap this, which would do 28, and then we can do 35, and then take 14 damage. Okay. Well, it happens. We will defend, so we're only going to take 9, which is pretty nice. Burn, and we're going to heal for 6, so we should be okay. And yeah. Let's double bite. There we go. Back up to full health. Gold, dexterity potion, card. So this is the Sentinel is a card that pays off the I'm going to pick Warcry. Sentinel is a card that pays off the exhaust your own card strategy. All right, I can pay all my gold and gaining a relic. Let's do it. I love relics. At the start of each combat, apply 1 week to all enemies. That's pretty sweet. Speaking of relics, let's do it. Let's dig them up. When you add a power card to your deck, upgrade it. Upgrade! Okay. We have Spire growth. What are we doing here? Let's nuke this dude. We're playing Offering first. I want some stuff. What I really want to do actually is draw cards. Shrug it off. Right, which of my attacks is going to do the most damage? We're playing this. This is going to do 10. It's going to do 12. So we're going to double play our Good Cleave for 30 damage. And we're going to play all of our cards. And what's great about this is that even though our buffer ate the damage we took from whatever that card is, Offering, we're not taking any damage from combat either this turn. I don't really want to use this yet. Because it's exhausted, it goes to the exile zone thing. And they're not planning on attacking, so there's no reason to make them weak. We can make them vulnerable. And damn near kill them. So, hopefully whatever's happening to me here isn't dramatically terrible. At the end of your turn, take 10 damage from the constructed ability. I think we can just kill him. Let's kill him with the Iron Wave. I like the wave animation. Energy Potion. 5 weak and vulnerable to all enemies. You know what? I like this. I like that a lot. We're working with 5. By the way, we're choosing the road less taken here. The fact that we have 5 energy a turn just seems like we have to do that. Alright, so this guy has the ability Slow. Whenever you play a card, Giant Head receives 10% more damage from attacks this turn, which is kind of cool. We are going to Offering. We're going to shrug it off just for the card draw. And yeah, we're just going to play the damage cards. And actually, I should have played this first to increase that damage percentage. So that was a bit of a misplay on my part. But yeah, so we dealt 70 damage. This is going to be a tough fight. This is going to be a tough fight. We might pop our dexterity potion sooner rather than later. I mean, that's probably going to help us. So we're just going to do a little bit of damage. We have been affected by Weakened. And they're going to take quite a bit more damage now for a while. They're going to do less damage. They're counting down to the point in the game where they just kick our ass. So we need to get this done. We don't have our strength gaining card anywhere to be seen. Might as well play this. I don't want to draw it later. I just want to draw things that kill my opponent. That's going to force me to put stuff on top of my deck, though, and I don't really want to put stuff in my discard pile on top of my deck, do I? I kind of want to draw a couple cards that I just don't have yet. So we're going to take the route of dealing slightly less damage. 4 vulnerable should be enough. And we'll probably want to bring back... We'll bring back the double tap. Alright, so now we're going to start taking damage. We're taking 10. We have only dealt 150. We're taking the turn off, but next turn has to be the time when things just get bad. I think I want to double tap Pommel Strike. Draw 4 cards. We drew our flex. So let's go ahead and flex. Heavy Blade. Twin Strike. Alright, so we just dealt another 100 damage there, which was nice. One of the last 8 cards in our deck, unfortunately, is our draw... I'm sorry, is our beef up your attack thing. Looks like we're going to hit it right now because we just drew our deck. There we go. War Cry. Oh, wait, I can't draw any more cards this turn, so nope. Bash for more vulnerable. I'm just going to keep beating this guy down. So I'd like to draw the card that doubles my strength. I have energy potions, I have dexterity potions, but we're reaching the top of the run. I might have to use them now. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to use my energy potion. And I'm going to play everything. And we're almost there. But we are going to take quite a smackaroo here from Giant Head. Goodbye. I'm not dead, but I probably die next turn unless I can kill it. Alright, can we do it? I believe we can, and I'm going to even get some gold for it. There we go. And we have Vajra. Start each combat with 1 strength. That's pretty good. I'm going to take an Iron Wave because I don't see any healing in my immediate future. We got a Curse, and we got a Letter Opener. Every time you play 3 skills in a single turn, deal 5 damage to all enemies. That's unlikely to matter. I see my route as here, 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 here. Because I want to avoid combat and I want to heal, and my Juzu bracelet means we're not taking damage. We're not fighting bad guys, I guess, in those things. All right, let's shrug it off. Let's do it. So this guy, by the way, every time he receives attack damage, he gains 3 block, and he gains additional block every time he takes attack damage every time you attack him. He also he changes what he's going to do every time he takes damage. So this is a really tough one, actually. Wish me luck. Change to 12 and a shield. Change to 18 and a shield. Change to 26. Please be something better. 8. 8's perfect. We keep our buffer. Okay, we are going to get some kind of debuff, which is not great. In fact, we got weakened and made vulnerable. Alright, well, we're going to spot weakness. We're going to offering. Use up our buffer. Okay, we're going to make him vulnerable. We're going to Iron Wave. We're going to Iron Wave. 43 damage coming my way. Oh my god, we are almost dead. Oh no. This is a regular boss. Okay, okay. Battle Trance. I need a Pommel Strike first. I'm going to Battle Trance. I'm going to apply Weak to my enemy. I'm going to play Limit Break. That deals 50 damage. Well, that was certainly a trying one. I'm sorry I kind of lost you there for a second. Heal for 10% of your max health. That sounds like a great potion. Give me. And Inflame, just power that gives us 3 strength, sounds great. Alright, we are taking the cowardly route here, and we're going to heal as often as possible. I begin to fall. No. I have to lose a card. I guess I'm going to lose my cleave? Oh, the temporary flex ain't great, I guess. I'm going to lose temporary flex. Alright. Oh, no. No. I'm not fighting you. I'm leaving. We're trying to make it to the top. I'm healing. Rest. 33 out of 66. Alright. Be something easy. Oh, God. It's lots of enemies. Okay. Well, first thing I'm going to do is drink this healing potion. Okay. Shrug it off. I'm going to double tap my cleave. And this guy has thorns, so I'm taking damage every time I hit him, which is not great. I'm going to dramatic entrance. I want to kill someone, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Okay. Well, we're going to take 15 here. And the thorn one is kind of problematic, because I don't have any way to kill it without doing damage to it. But I can gain block. That is what I can do. Alright, let's Battle Trance. Let's gain a bunch of block. And let's cleave. And do this. And apply a weak. Alright, so we're going to make it through this. And we can heal. We're going to take 5 more damage unless I can... Okay. This works. So that was the best possible outcome, I think, for cards we could draw there. Gain 2. We got plenty of energy. Gain block. I'm going to take Clothesline because I'm now paranoid about dying. Or resting. We're going into the final combat with 53 health. Alright, this is the Time Eater. Time Eater has a little clock here. Every time you play 12 cards, your turn instantly ends. He gains 2 strength. So you need to pick the cards you play wisely. We're going to use our last potion. We have 2 dexterity. Can we block all of this? Yeah, we actually exactly blocked it right there. Alright, so our buffer will remain secure. which is good. And now we have 7 to play before their turn ends. We don't have... They're not attacking, so spot weakness isn't going to do anything. I'm going to offering. Lose my buffer. I'm going to double tap a bash. I'm just going to try to end their turn here. There we go. Perfect. We executed it. They're going to gain strength, but the turn... They already had the same plan, which is to debuff me and armor up. Now they're going to attack for 36. I'm going to apply weak. So I'm going to take less damage. What do I want from my discard pile? I probably want spot weakness. Alright, so 7 before their turn automatically, before my turn automatically ends again. We have only dealt 100 damage. I don't think we're going to make it, guys. I really don't. Okay, gain an armor, gain an armor. Doing damage, doing damage. Oh, we're in a really bad spot here, guys. We're in a really bad spot. We're at 27. Okay, so we play 2 cards this turn. Probably Pommel Strike. No. Hand of Greed and Bite. Just because that's the most damage we can do. And they're not attacking us this turn. So now we need to do a casual 240 damage next turn. We have another turn. Okay. Well, the cards we have access to this turn aren't great. We are going to weaken them up a bit. We're not going to play anything else. Alright, 200 damage. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. They just lost all their debuffs. Limit Break, Inflame. Awesome. So we're getting a lot of strength now. And I'm only applying damage. Alright, we have 5 cards to play next turn, and then we probably die. 38. So we're going to have to gain health. Or armor. So let's play all 5. And then we're going to have to follow up with the kill. So, Ghostly Armor is one of them. Alright. 47. We go to 6. We have to win right now. 130 damage. Alright, let's do it. We can figure this out. Oh my god, we did it at the last possible moment! That's it! That's a Slay the Spire run! And, like, everyone is different. They go a million different ways. We're gonna attack... This is the thing at the heart of the Spire. We got 699. Sweet. As our score. Open the door. What? That's new. What? What is this? I'm so confused. Where am I? What? What? Final act? I've never seen a final act before. Let's dig. If your health is full, gain more energy at the start of your turn. Okay. Guys, I'm scared. I'm scared. Okay. I've never seen this before. I've played this game 100 times. What? Deals 50% more damage as it is attacking you from behind. Can I, like, turn and face the other way? Okay. Use targeting cards or potions to change your orientation. Okay. Let's gain some more. We need some cards. Okay. We are drawing a shitload of cards. Let's play this because we're playing it. Let's draw 3 more. Alright, Inflame is good. Then we want to... We'll play that. Probably want to Cleave. Oh, I should have played that forever ago, but I'm so terrible. Huh. And I lost my buffer. I'm only taking 8, which I guess is good. And do I, like, have to turn around? Jesus, 70 damage. I got straight into nothing. This must have been added in a patch today or something, or I'm just lucky. I don't know. It's crazy. I think I'm just dead. Help. Alright, well, I mean, I'm not dead. I'm at 2. I have to deal an impossible amount of damage, but I'm not dead. Alright. Well, maybe I can win this battle. Bam! 6 out of... Alright. Whenever you play 3 or less cards during your turn, draw 3 additional cards. Okay. Strength Potion. I'm good. I'm good. Whatever this is going to kill me. Oh, it's the heart. Okay, so I've read about this. I always play on Ascension, and so, like, I never run into the heart. Can only lose 300 more health this turn. When you play a card, take 1 damage. Me or him? Well, let's drink our potion. We're dead. We're not going to make it through this, but this is kind of cool. Oh, I take the damage. That sucks. Alright. Well, I dealt a cool 115 damage there. Dude, my deck's getting fucked up. I'm about to take 36 damage. Well. Sweet. So this is Slay the Spire, guys. It's my favorite, like, single-player experience. It's absolutely amazing. We lost to the heart thing here. Further investigation is required. But I hope you had a good time watching. I love playing this game. And let me know if you want to see more of this kind of shit. So, thank you very much. I will see you guys all, I don't know, on Twitter, maybe? Bye-bye.